My name's Richard Simcott and I'm from the United Kingdom. I always find it very difficult to say how many languages I speak. I'm often called a polyglot, and I identify with that term because I go out of my way to study languages that ordinarily in my day-to-day life I don't need. To put a number on it is tough. I'd say mostly because I've studied bits and bobs of a lot of languages over the years. Some have gone rusty, some of them have probably faded into an oblivion. So I'd say I use 5 at home and around 25 during the year to different levels, but I've been through over 50. So the weirdest place I've ever used Memrise, and this is not going out to the public, is it? Probably the bathroom. Is that wrong? I bet loads of people are like fake thinking, I wouldn't, that's disgusting, but they all do it. I know you all do it, you're all dirty. Well, I was a very small baby and my mum and my dad just spoke to me in English, and I think I'm doing all right with it. So that was the very first one. And after that, I had French at school, and from there I'd hear bits of other languages. And of course, I learned to speak Scouse at a young age, so that was a big help, you know. Yeah, from there I just went on from strength to strength, school, Spanish, and then university, lots and lots of different languages. I think that what fascinated me the first time I got interested in languages and the way people speak is just listening to different accents and dialects and different ways people would express themselves even just in English. And so that really got me into learning to imitate, to copy, to speak like other people. And then from there it was a natural extension for me to put new different words and grammar in the place of the accent, so that it would actually just have a complete language at the end. So I can't believe I'm going to admit this mistake that I made in a language that was very embarrassing. I've not divulged this ever before. In Macedonian, which is my home language, I wanted to order a coffee, and it's like a cold frappe, which you'd order, you usually see in Greece, right? We know it in Greece. In Macedonia, they'll put like a chocolate sauce around the glass, and then they'll put the coffee inside and you drink it. The word for this chocolate sauce or chocolate dressing that you put on, in Macedonian that word is chokoladin preliv. So preliv is this word for a sauce, like a drizzle. Kind of gives the idea of drizzle. There's a word that's very close to that, and it's proliv. And proliv means diarrhea. So I went into a cafe, and instead of asking for chokoladin preliv, I asked for chokoladin proliv. And the poor waiter nearly had a heart attack. English was pretty easy for me to learn. I think so. The easiest language would be English. But then after that, I think that probably languages that are close to English were quite simple. I don't remember ever learning French, and so we've got a lot of French words in English already, so that was quite simple to sort of start speaking. And then I found learning German and Dutch relatively straightforward because they're also quite similar to English. The further away I've got from those languages, the harder it's become. When I started learning languages, I think I made the same mistakes as a lot of people out there. I wanted to learn the whole language, and it was like tackling Everest. So nowadays, I'm a lot more measured in my approach. I realize that as the years roll on, the years to my grave approach, and I don't have the same amount of time. I have a lot more things to do, full-time job, family, all these kinds of commitments. And so I focus more on what I need for when I need it. So 3 tips I would give people for learning a language. First of all, identify why you're learning it. What's the purpose? Because that will help you set your goals. And then you need to set your goals. So once you identify why you're doing it, is it for travel? Is it for study? Is it for love? What kind of vocabulary do you need to tackle first? What kind of structures do you need to express what you want to do in that language? Then you can make your plan. So plan your language learning. Set out goals weekly, so that you can look back and say, okay, I learned this thing, I can express this idea, and I know these words to do it. Thirdly, do it regularly. So if you do it regularly, what happens is it cements the vocabulary and the phrases in your mind. If you don't do that, you find that you feel you forget, you start blaming yourself because you say you're forgetful. But actually, we're all forgetful, even kids. Kids are not better at learning languages than adults. They obviously are better learning at mother tongue because that sticks to them for life. But in terms of learning a language, they also, even their first languages, make many, many mistakes, have things repeated many, many times before it really truly sticks. Learn a language to touch people's hearts.